So what is up, everybody? Hope all is well. It's your boy City Mac, man. Before you get on anywhere, man, before you go anywhere, hey, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the notification button, all the bells and whistles. You know what I mean? Every like, every view, I do appreciate. But let's get back into it, man. You know, I've been talking to you about my fitness. You know what I mean? Talk about my fitness, talk about my life. You know what I mean? I talk about the grind. And since I started my clothing brand, I started about talking a little bit more about faith as well. Um, whether you're tuning in at the house, you're tuning in at the gym, you're tuning in the car, or just sitting at the house, icing or shocking your wounds right now, man. I appreciate you being here, man. And so let's get into it. Um, this week's been a different kind of journey for me. You know what I mean? I've dropped. If you've been listening, you've been tuning in. I was in the 270s or whatever, and then I dropped to 230, and then I jumped back to 235. It's been a struggle. You know what I mean? And it's not happening overnight. It took early mornings, quiet prayer, clean eating, and pushing through when my body wants to quit. But that type of transformation doesn't just change how your clothes fit; it changes how your mind operates. You walk different. You know what I mean? And then when you start winning battles, no one else sees. You know what I mean? But this week, like I told you, I was committed to working out. I needed to work double time. Well, I kind of think that nipped me in the butt. You know what I mean? Because on Friday I hit a wall. I was mid shoulder press, locked in. Good rhythm, solid form, and then suddenly all you hear is like a little pop. My shoulder gave out. It's not a little tweak. It felt like a little sharp pop. Like in my joints or whatever. And I felt like I don't know if I tore something or if I just sprained it. I'm pretty sure I just sprained my muscle or whatever. But I dropped the weights immediately. You know what I mean? I sat down and I was just sat there, breathing through the pain. And honestly, it's like breathing through the disappointment, because I'm working too hard. I'm trying to lose all this weight. And then next thing you know, like I have to stop because I hurt my shoulder. And luckily, you know what I mean? I was like 45 minutes into the workout already. And I'm just disappointed in myself, man. I shouldn't have pushed myself too hard. You know what I mean? Like I think I overworked myself. You know what I mean? I should have took it easy. You know what I mean? And just did a light workout because I've been working out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. When Friday came up and I messed it up for myself, I guess. But it's all good. You know what I mean? I'm fishing to. I got to move in a different way now. Literally, I'm like going to do cardio at home, stretching still, moving my body, but respecting my limits. This is where the discipline's going to have to kick in. Not just how hard you go, but it's not knowing when to pull back to protect your temple. And it's like, man, it's going to be hard for me because I'm used to working out almost every day now. But and I want to talk to somebody who's listening, maybe dealing with the pause of their own. Maybe it's a physical injury, maybe it's emotional, maybe it's financial, whatever it is. Something in your life popped and it changed your rhythm. But you're not done. You're just in a just different phase of a process. You know what I mean? Healing and hustle aren't your enemies. They're partners. You can chase your calling while walking through your wisdom, man. You know what I mean? And remember, God does his God does some of his best work in the quiet. You know what I mean? And rest doesn't cancel your purpose. If anything, it sharpens it. It's like I'm just upset, man, right now, and it's like I don't want to come on here and let you know. Oh yeah, I have to give up. You know what I mean? I have to stop. Because that's one thing I don't want to do. I wanted to be positive, but it upsets me, man. And so if you're in a pause, lean into it, pray in it, ask God, what are you trying to show me? In the stillness, because the one who called you, he ain't checking your page. He's checking your posture. Thank you for rocking with me today. You know what I mean? I do apologize. This is short, sweet, to the point. Disappointing this week, and I do apologize, but it is what it is. But I'm going to stay faithful, going to stay flexible, and even in the setback, you're going to be stepping in. Every setback has a major comeback. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Like always, this is Stephen Mack. Any questions, comments, holler at me. You know what I mean? And like always, man, I love you. I care about you. You're awesome. You're amazing. Take it easy. Stay blessed. And hey, see you later.